We've got to talk about a quarterback with a bug in his butt. That's real.
On today's Odd Coaches podcast, Dr. Adams and Coach Francis preview the NFC North in advance of the 2021-2022 NFL season. Welcome to today's show. Dr. Keith Adams is the president of the CKA Save Project, a nonprofit organization designed to assist student athletes and the people who work with them through educational and professional development. He is a career academic and athletic leader with close to 30 years of experience on the high school and college levels. He has won numerous championships and epitomizes professionalism. Coach Mike Franchise Francis is one of the most successful football and basketball coaches in the state of Maryland. He too is a career academic and athletic leader with close to 30 years of experience on the high school and college level and is self-admittedly a little rough around the edges. Both men have mentored countless student athletes, teachers, and coaches using their unique methods and approaches to leadership. Both men also share a unique and special friendship that was cultivated often through their unique perspective of life and leadership. Dr. Adams through his extensive educational background and Coach Francis through his life experiences. Can these two men share a podcast without driving each other crazy? Welcome to the Odd Coaches podcast.
Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Odd Coaches podcast. My name is Dr. Keith Adams, founder and president of the CKA Save Project, a nonprofit organization designed to assist student athletes and the people who work with them through educational and professional development. And with me today, and we hope that he is unmuted, my tag team partner, my Billy Gunn to my road dog, Jesse James and the New Age Outlaws, Coach Mike Francis. And Coach, how the heck are you today? It is always indeed a pleasure to see you, my friend.
I'm well, sir. I am well. Thank you for putting me over.
Man, I love the New Age Outlaws. And I got to tell you really quick, the road dog, Jesse James, Brian J, is so underrated. The Armstrong family is so underrated. Yep. Bullet Bob, Scott, those cats, man. I just really enjoyed the Armstrong family. The Fighting Fireman, Bob Armstrong. And anyway, shout out to the Armstrong families. And Billy Gunn still looks like he's 27, and he's in AEW, looking taller than everybody else. My goodness, he looks like a giant. Well, in this preview, we're going to do the NFC North with our friends at Athlon Sports. And in segment one, we're going to talk about the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. And we'll finally actually talk about football with Green Bay. In segment two, we'll talk about the Bears and the Detroit Lions. And then in segment three, we will give our predictions for the NFC North. And let us start with Green Bay. And Coach, anything interesting happened over summer vacation with the Green Bay Packers, my friend? You have the floor.
Hey, James Brown used to have that song, "Talking Loud But Ain't Saying Nothing." I remember us doing an episode before where you were saying, it's all good, he's talk, but when the season starts, they start talking about these checks. Where is Aaron Rodgers going to be? And
nobody's leaving that bag.
No, as you predicted, there he is. He's right where we thought he would be. So another offseason of a lot of drama, in my opinion. But again, this is not the first or probably not the last time that there will be some coming out of that camp.
Well, I got to tell you, with Green Bay, now that all the noise has stopped, let's talk football. And when we talk Green Bay, we're talking about a team that's lost twice in the championship, in the NFC championship. That's real. Mm-hmm. Okay. We've got to talk about a quarterback with a bug in his butt. That's real. That's motivation. My dissertation talked about what moves you to act. That's all motivation is what's going to drive somebody to action. Well, the quarterback has been slighted publicly, and he seems to be motivated. The team has lost twice, and last year lost to the eventual champions, and most of that loss, quite frankly, was coaching decisions. Okay, players did their best to execute, but some of the decisions cost them. So now you've got motivation, You've got a last dance type feel. You've got an all or nothing, or as Coach Fossil from the Giants said, we're going to push all of our chips to the center, and let's see what happens. Any other thoughts on the Packers, my friend?
Push all our chips to the center. This ain't Texas Hold'em. Stop it. But no, I think it's going to be interesting to see. I think this division is slept on. I think it is slept on, and it's pretty good. You got some 1 and 1A or 2 and 2A, 1 and then 2A and 2 as far as quarterbacks are concerned. It's going to be interesting to watch this division as it goes on.
And I'm glad you said that as we segue to the Minnesota Vikings. Money well spent, not. Kirk Cousins, who, as a football player, I envy because this guy was franchise tagged a couple of years. So that's top 5 average money. Mm-hmm. And then he got fully guaranteed money on top of money on top of money with no production. And the fact that they made it so far to the playoffs on a play that has the word miracle attached to it, this should be a very interesting make or break season for the Vikings. What are you thinking, my friend?
I agree with you on that. I think that Kirk Cousins is definitely, and he's okay. He's good quarterback. I'm not saying he's not, but what I am saying as far as that division is concerned, he is the last quarterback in that division between Rodgers, Stafford, and Dalton. I'll take, Stafford and Dalton. I'll throw, 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other, however you say it. I think those two are pretty similar. Their stats are pretty similar. They all throw around 60%, 64, 65% as far as completion rate between Matthew Stafford and Andy Dalton.
Coach, how soon you forget it's Jared Goff, isn't it?
Man, don't tell me that.
for the Detroit Lions, isn't it? Didn't they get the trade?
Oh, my God. This is what happened when you do your research before the trade.
And this is what happens when, it's Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff. It's not like, we're talking about Bart Starr and Brett Favre.
Oh, my God. Come on, man, stop.
And Detroit, the best quarterback they've had is Eric Hipple, so whatever.
Eric Hipple. Oof. Oh, man. So, yeah, I don't know why. I still have it.
Hey, we're not worried about it.
Yeah.
But in terms of Minnesota.
Jared Goff is definitely a serviceable quarterback. I don't know if he's not good enough to overtake Rodgers when it comes to quarterbacks in this division. And I don't think that Minnesota did anything defensively to make themselves better either.
So we're going to take a quick break now and come back. And for whatever reason, we're going to take a deeper dive in segment 2 into both the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears, which will probably be the first and last time anybody east of the Mississippi spends that much time on those two teams. And we'll be back right after these messages.
The vision of the CKA SAVE project is to use the combination of academics and athletics as a catalyst to lifelong success. Thus, the CKA SAVE project works to improve student-athlete academic and athletic performance by assisting student-athletes with transitional and transferable skills such as time management and organizational skills, along with the ability to self-advocate to help improve performance. However, we cannot do our work without the help of supporters like you. Consider donating to the CKA SAVE project. We accept tax-deductible contributions in a number of ways, including Venmo and Cash App at CKA SAVE project, or directly at the main page of our website, www.ckasaveproject.org. Simply click the donate button. We thank you in advance for your continued support.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast preview of the NFC North. And in this segment, we're going to talk about the Bears and the Detroit Lions. And I cannot talk about the Chicago Bears without shouting out my favorite Chicago Bears fan, Miss Marie Cook, board member of the CK Save Project, and just a longtime friend. She is a legit Bears fan. But I've got the Bears as a fine mess, to quote Broadway and some of the old shows. What are you thinking about the Chicago Bears, Coach?
I'm not. As far as it comes to these division, I don't. when it comes to this division, I don't think about the Chicago Bears.
They got Big Red. They've got Andy Dalton. They've got the young pup, the cub, Justin Fields in the bullpen. That's not moving you to action, Coach?
Yes, no, it's not. It's not moving me to action at all.
They got Khalil Mack, sir. Man, this guy was supposed to be the greatest defensive player since Mike Singletary, and that doesn't move you either, Coach?
It does not move me.
Well, if that doesn't move you, we're going to move on to the Detroit Lions. And as we like to say about our local basketball team, which we hope is not the case anymore, it's the same old Lions.
Oh.
This team, for whatever reason, and again, my fandom of the Lions started and ended with Barry Sanders because during my youth, every Thanksgiving, I got a plate of food, some good eating. I got family because Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday.
Right.
And I'm watching Barry Sanders at the early game because my family used to get there early and dinner wasn't until 3 o'clock. So I got to watch like the entire Lions game uninterrupted and saw year after year after year Barry Sanders run for his life with no line. And then I get to see Emmitt Smith in the 4 o'clock game run with all that line. Yeah, I said it.
Oh, here we go again. Oh.
I always want to root for Detroit, but, man, they really just tend not to do anything correctly, and the Ford family, bless their hearts, they lose and lose often. What are you thinking about the Lions, my friend?
I echo what you just said as far as them always seeming to fizz. It's like the Washington Wizards that we had that talk before. Same thing. It's just some organizations never get to that next level. I too watch those Thanksgiving Day games. Of course, we don't share the same sentiment about the offensive line that Emmitt Smith had versus the offensive line that Barry Sanders had. So we're not going to go there. But as far as Detroit is concerned, they're not even going to – I don't think they'd be a factor in winning this division at all.
When we get back on the Odd Coaches podcast, we're going to do our predictions of the NFC North. And I got to think there's going to be some cheese involved in our picks. And we'll be right back after this.
Dr. Keith Adams, president of the CKA Save Project, is releasing a book this fall called Finding the Balance, My Personal Journey to Academic and Athletic Success. The goal of this book is to give greater insight into student-athlete motivation to improve student-athlete academic and athletic success through the lens of Dr. Adams' 30-year academic and athletic journey, from being an underperforming student-athlete to an academic and athletic leader. This book is also designed to be a guide for student-athletes, parents, teachers, coaches, administrators, and anyone else who has a passion to help student-athletes succeed academically and athletically. You can pre-order your copy of the book directly from our website at www.ckasaveproject.org. This book is scheduled for release in the fall of 2021.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches podcast as we preview the NFC North. And in this segment, we are going to give our predictions, and we're going to base our predictions off of Athlon Sports preseason picks. Good friends there. And again, please follow us back because we said nice things to you. They have the Packers as number 1. Vikings is 2. Bears is 3. And Lions is 4. Coach, do you agree or disagree, my friend?
If you look at the several publications, they have it that way. But I think that I'm going to, and I know I talked about it earlier, saying not thinking about the Bears, but I think the Bears become the number 2 team in that division. I'm going Packers, Bears, Vikings, Lions.
Okay. I got Packers winning. And the road to the postseason will go either through Wisconsin or Tampa Bay. Mm-hmm. That's just kind of how it looks. It's just kind of how I'm seeing this set up. And prior to the start of the NFL season, you will get fans our Odd Coaches podcast preview of the playoffs and the postseason when we get rid of all these bad teams and only focus on 5 or 6 teams that actually could win the big game. The Bears have caused me pause because they have Andy Dalton quarterbacking and Justin Fields, and everybody loves the kid. But if I'm the Bears, I'm playing Andy Dalton until you're out of the playoff hunt, and then you put the kid in, and we turn the page. The Vikings should win this year. They should be involved. They should. They've got their quarterback for the last 3 years. They've built their team the way they're supposed to, so they should compete. The Lions, they're going to round out their slate, and if they get to 4 wins, that ought to be a celebration there. But I'm going to tell you right now, I only have the Packers as a playoff team from the NFC North. What say you, sir?
I can't believe you said they're going to celebrate if they got their 4 wins. You think that deserves a parade for 4 wins? Is that what it is?
And bless their hearts, as we talked off segment about those season tickets and going to that Thanksgiving game every year, I'd be really mad if that's what my Thanksgiving memory would be, of losing in food as opposed to winning in food. But
yeah, that's the way it's been.
But that's what I think. I think the Packers are the cream of the NFC North crop, and the Bears and the Vikings will vie for a playoff spot.
Okay.
But man, something bad's going to happen week 16 and 17, and I think they're going to be 2 of the teams that are disappointed.
I sort of agree with you. I don't think outside of the Packers that none of them have a chance of going pretty far anyway once it comes to the playoffs. So,
all right. Well, thank you for joining us on this episode of the Odd Coaches Podcast, and we will see you real soon.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. For more information about the CKA Save Project, please visit them on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org. You can follow Dr. Adams on Twitter and Instagram at CKA Save Project. In addition, follow Coach Mike Francis on Twitter and Instagram at Coach Franchise, spelled Coach Franchize. See you next time on the Odd Coaches Podcast.